get a quick look at our rosters here. First up, Baja Blasters, aka the University of Texas at Dallas. You got Eric, Craig, Daryl, Phone, Hermosa, and Do Yi coming in for this roster for Baja Blasters. Once again, one of the most storied squads in collegiate watch. They've been around for a while, trying to figure
noticed
out.
that Phone is holding phones.
Yeah, 8 of
Yeah,
them,
man.
I might add.
8, yeah, that's a lot of phones.
Yeah, that's too many phones. Hey, Phone, that's too many phones.
Somebody
too
check
many.
that guy's phone.
All right, get a quick look at our other side. We've got the North Texas squad: Kaze, Mint, X-Bear, Oofer, Samurai, and Dove. Coming in for this finals match, we also have Illuminus, not pictured here, but in spirit for sure. There.
Oh my god.
Yeah, getting ready to head into our first map here of Elios. It will be Lighthouse here. So the well very much in play.
Oh, I want someone to go in the hole so bad. Someone's getting booped.
Kaze is threatening the Sierra. It's not happening. Sierra's
Don't let
just
him do that. Yeah, don't let him do that.
No, Shion is so much better. Shion is just so much better than.
Also, I stand corrected.
Yes,
Some
you do.
bitch has locked Zenyatta
Yes,
on
you do.
Elios well.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
All right, everybody. Map number 1, Grand Finals begins right now. Diva versus the Wrecking Ball. It will be the dive as there is no Winston in play. There will be some adaptations. The Diva and the Wrecking Ball are those adaptations. Here we go. North Texas headed up to the high ground where they know that this Diva from Phone is at. Roll up to the high ground, slam down onto the Tracer. Looking for the Tracer now. Nice little defense matrix there to keep that Tracer of Eric in the fight. Kaze with some nice poke damage onto the Cassidy on the far side of the cage. Wrecking Ball comes through, rolls through. Oofer with the first pick to start this game out. Unfortunately, Samurai meets the business end of Daryl's whip shot. Eric takes a nice little heady there from Mint on that Kiriko. So this fight is still anybody's to win. The Baja Blasters will take the first flip though.
I think UNT did a really good job of setting their Imre up on this high ground. I think they just need to coordinate better with their ball dive.
Oh my goodness.
There we go.
Yeah, Samurai comes down with a huge slam there onto 2 players. Gets rid of both of them by themselves. And it will be North Texas taking control here very, very swiftly.
I think at the D-Mech, that's huge. They can just leave Baby and stagger her for very long. You know, it's a good fight win for UNT. Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of ult charge. I mean, Baja Blasters has Pulse. I mean, their supports don't have any ult charge at all, probably because they're playing into the ball. They have both DPS ults coming up online for this next fight.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking toward that Kitsune Rush to be the linchpin in this next fight. But Oofer, with just an absolutely nutty nade, cleans up on Craig. Puts Baja Blasters basically out of another 10% here.
I think Craig should play Freya, bro. Or Freya. I think Freya is low-key Thanos.
Alright, here we go. Do Yi comes in huge with the pick onto Kaze. Shion out of the fight. Pulse Bomb ready to go for Eric here. Gonna be looking for it. There will be some trades coming through. Do Yi goes down as the override protocol comes through from the side of Oofer. Able to get rid of Daryl somehow, some way, even in the face of the defense matrix. Drops down right into the face of the Diva. Craig in a very precarious position as Phone is able to clean up on Kaze and then pounces straight onto that Kiri in the backline. Phone, that mech very low, going to throw that self-destruct super aggressively and basically lock up the flip for Baja Blasters.
And all they had to do is use the high noon. They've still got pulse. They've coming up on rally. They have this trends. They only have mines and Kitsu. Their UNT's coming up on 4 ults here, so Baja Blasters got to look to play a little bit fast, bait some things out, and then look to kite and maybe go in with a pulse on the way out.
Alright, well, unfortunately, Samurai, even with those shields, is a little bit low, so has to play it safe, but Ufer able to come up big with that first pick. Here is that spree, and does track down Eric. I mean, if there's one thing that ultimate is good for, it is covering a lot of space quickly. So able to track down that Tracer is huge with the Satsuriku spree. So now, Slam going to come down, force out the Transcendence out of Do-Yi here as the Kitsune Rush comes down from Mint. Ufer from the top rope, able to drop it. Daryl going to try and keep this one going and moving forward even faster. All gas, no brakes for this UNT squad as Samurai and Kaze bring this next fight to an end.
I think Foe needs to do a better job of marking this Imre on this back left tower. He's just up here for free the entire fight, and he gets to just pick off his backline one at a time.
Switching over now is Do-Yi to that Kiriko, abandoning the Zenyatta, which is probably for the best in the end. Slam comes it down onto Daryl, looking for the roll through, trying to knock this pin over. The rally makes that pin all the more sturdy. Gonna see, it's Do-Yi trying to take care of Ufer, but Phone has got a call to take it down at the bottom of the well, and Craig does the same! Down at the bottom of the well, and Do-Yi alone with Eric. It's not looking good for this Baja Blaster squad on Lighthouse. Phone can't get back. UNT takes the first submap.
Phone did have 8 phones in that picture, so he better pick up one of them. Yeah, I don't think they did a very good job of marking Ufer at all. I mean, he just got to sit up on back left Lighthouse for almost that entire round. I mean, he only built one override protocol, but like you don't need more than that, especially if he got it through the DM, which was, I thought was insane, because Phone was in his face when he was doing that. So the fact that he killed Daryl through that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, masterfully executed from this North Texas squad. Here we go. Second submap going to be Ruins, and Samurai is already on this objective.
Do-Yi is back to the Zenyatta here.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with it, but Do-Yi has proven us wrong so many times before. Has been absolutely lethal on that Zenyatta, so we'll see what he can do. Tracer forced to use recall is Eric. Discord Orb applied to Samurai. A little bit annoying, but no more than a tickle as Do-Yi from across the map dropping Ufer dead in their tracks. A beautiful Orb volley there out of the Zenyatta, trying to track down this Wrecking Ball. Unfortunately, Samurai able to escape unscathed, grab the Mega Health Pack.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. Back in Overwatch 1 when it was 6v6, you'd see Brig Zen Ball, but Phone is on D.Va here, so maybe a little twist on an old classic from Baja Blasters here.
Craig does end up getting traded there by the bike of Kaze, as the execution not quite going to connect on this Tracer, but that nice little boost from the dash with the overhealth keeps Kaze healthy and in the fight on that awkward angle. Has the dash again. We're going to see an attempt at a fight here from Baja Blasters, but they're without Do-Yi, one of their biggest damage dealers, weirdly enough, as the Siphon Pistol will come out, force the recall out of the Tracer. I mean, Ufer will not be able to get away, but neither will Craig. So the team with a hit scan hero in play as Kaze drops 2. Self-destruct comes out to try and get back in, but Phone dead well before that self-destruct detonates.
I mean, but if you're Baja Blasters, they still haven't flipped. We're still going up. We're at 60% here, and this fight has been well lost. Now the flip comes through, even though Do-Yi pops Trents to get out. But you got 63% off that lost fight.
Yeah, beautifully done as Samurai drops the minefield right on top of Daryl's dome. And now without Daryl nor Craig, this is going to be a difficult fight to win, especially because now Baja Blasters are playing UNT's game. They're on the wrecking ball, and they're trying to figure out how to get through this ball comp on the other side.
Yeah, like I said, in 6v6, this used to be a comp. They used to run Briggs in ball a lot. The ball can just sit on, you know, megas and health packs around the map, and then your Brig and Zen can just walk around killing things.
Unfortunately, Craig is out of the way, and the heroes are much more unfair in Overwatch 2 as Carry Lucio help bolster the University of North Texas ahead of that 50% mark. As Phone does get rid of Mint, but those health pools are not supremely high for the side of Baja Blasters, so they're gonna have to play this last couple of engagements really, really safe. And what a slam by the ball! Very lucky that Daryl does not get taken out there. Unfortunately, though, Illuminous is good for those picks too for the Lucio, now crossing that 75% mark for UNT.
Yeah, I think it's the same story as Lighthouse. Ufer is just uncontested. He has that's the second override protocol he's built this round. I mean, he's walking around with his Lucio uncontested and just living every engage.
Drops that siphoning pistol to get away, but does end up getting a little bit of damage. Mint good for the pick onto Do Yi, and at 95% and counting, and 4 players dead. It's just Craig on the Xion, and now that's a team kill. That is North Texas taking Ilios 2-0 here on our first map of the Grand Finals.
Yeah, I'm honestly shocked. It kind of got, like, after what I saw against, God, I can't remember their name. Why can't I remember their name? Yeah, against T-Run, they looked really competitive on, like, a lot of things.
We go map number 2, Suravasa.
I'm seeing Mauga on UNT side of the stream over here. So probably traditional brawly stuff. Yeah. Ufer's onto the cast. Ooh, little cat action from UNT. Little cat cast. Little fly noon action. Because everyone loves fly noon.
Okay. I was about to question the Jungle Queen, which, like, Suravasa is not the worst place to play Jungle Queen, but Maga's
She's also
just better.
really good into Maga. I mean, the ult is really good, especially with the Unstoppable perk. You can just go through Cage. I mean, it's not that bad into Maga anymore.
Well, here we go, flying up to the high ground is Ufer on that Cassidy Expert now on the flank on. Yeah, just the Tracer. It's Tracer. Of course it's Tracer. As we do tether Ufer back on into that cat, dropping instantly back down. Craig trying to find a pick on this Sojourn. They're forced to use the recall though, so now waiting for these cooldowns to come back through, as Eric is actually good for, I believe that's 3 picks now for the side of Baja Blasters.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for UNT to run this cast if they're going to run the Mauga into this Sojourn. This Sojourn is just going to farm rail off of UNT's Mauga and just look to swing main and one-tap their cast. So it's gonna be really interesting to see the duel here between Craig and Ufer, as Craig, you know, just farms Kaze and looks to one-tap him every time he peeks.
Tracer duel commencing back on this low ground. Eric has just backed down, probably for the best though, because that swarm of players, even as shifty as Tracer is, can be difficult to deal with. But Craig has just decided to drop the Cassidy out of the sky, skeet shooting.
Yeah, I really wonder how long UNT is gonna stick this cast out.
I don't think the cast is the problem.
It's just everything that cast does, Soj does better, and like you get infinite railguns off of Mauga.
Well, they
It's
do
really easy to build the charge.
They do swap off of the Jetpack Cat over to a Lucio Kiriko backline. Very nearly a perfect mirror here in our second map. Kaze looking
so low.
super unhealthy here. As Phone has cage fight, Kaze has cage fight. We're looking at a pretty heavy ultimate fight here for both of these squads. Cage fight invested by both. And unfortunately for UNT, Kaze and X-Bear are out of the way, and the rest are pretty close behind us. Doi actually picked up a 3K in that engagement for Baja Blasters to take control of this objective.
Yeah, and they only had to use Cage and Rush. They still have Beat, OC, and Pulse here. As X-Bear will make a swap off of the Tracer over to the Freya. Losing that ultimate, I think she did have Pulse, so obviously didn't think she can get too much value out of it.
OC ready to rock again, as Eric is actually able to track down X-Bear in the back line. Will put Baja Blasters ahead in numbers as Eric continues to be an absolute menace here, now taking over this game for Baja Blasters. They've got one more fight before they're on that point.
I just don't see the value in the cast here. There's just so much pressure
It looks like
onto the cast from their Tracer. It looks like it, but I think he's just walking out with the Noon. Did they even get touch here? I think they took too long. I don't think they get touch.
Yeah, I mean, they touch.
The Tracer goes
They touch. But Ufer with the Deadeye is just dead. Right? This fight, this engagement, none of it really is super consequential because I imagine that Ufer is just going to swap here on the respawn. Yeah.
There's the Sojourn swap. Yeah, I think they took way too long to run the mirror, but let's see if they can reverse sweep. I mean, Kaze kills 2 here on the rotate to next.
Yeah, so they're going to have a bit of a positional advantage, a numbers advantage, as we head over to this next objective, which looks to be Palace.
Yeah, and we're going to have the same ults walking into this fight. Only difference is Pulse Bomb for Baja Blasters. X-Bear does not have her Pulse yet, but everyone's got Cage, everyone's got Beat, everyone's got Kitsu, so we'll see who layers what first.
Go, cage fights both invested here, but it's Kaze again in that cage fight mirror just exploding. This is the second time we've seen it happen. So
oh,
now
we Ajaxed! UNT Ajaxed! Oh no!
Yeah,
Ajaxed in the cage.
Travesty here for North Texas as Baja Blasters begin their assault on the Palace. Number starts ticking up very, very quickly. As Craig with the heady onto X-Bear is excellent to put them ahead as they aggressively sound barrier to push this forward. And now Eric and Phone and the rest of this squad are picking it up the pace, trying to put this out of reach for UNT.
It was so dirty. Craig was sitting in the corner of the little doorway with a fully charged rail as X-Bear walked through the door and one-tapped her.
That's some Valorant gameplay if I've ever seen it.
That's just dirty. That's dirty.
Engagement.
And I mean, UNT has no ults. I mean, Creek has his OC, and they're probably going to look to go quick, but...
Okay, well, X-Bear is able to drop Eric in the backline already. We're going to see the counter engages, the Pulse Bomb sticks on the Phone, the cleanse is a little bit too late, so a lot of damage being put into this Maga as we are looking for the kill on the Phone. We're going to find it as Ufer finally tracked down. We're going to try to jump this. Here we go, get that pick onto Doyi in the back line, but it's these damage dealers, these DPS for Baja Blasters that are picking up so much of the slack right now. Unfortunately, it's Maga and Lucio versus just a wee Tracer. Will not be much of anything here for Baja Blasters to grab.
And Kaze built Cage off that fight. Phone was ahead of him by a good margin, but Kaze now almost mirroring him in ult charge. Just a little bit behind here now. Ufer looking to build their first OC. Hopefully to make good value out of it. We have both support ults pretty much for both teams. We'll see whose Cage finally comes better.
Kind of surprised to see them not knock each other down there as the cage fight's coming down. one after the other, as Kaze very, very close to going down there. It does end up staying alive. These ults invested by UNT are paying their dividends right now. They will be able to find some footing here and win more than one fight in a row to try and basically lock up the palace.
And honestly, not too costly. You both use the cage there. Eric uses Pulse and Ufer uses OC. So DPS ult and cage, we both have support ult still. This is, and you know, Expert has this Pulse. We can find a Lucio stick and they don't get beat for Baja Blasters.
Yeah, Sunbarrier comes down. It's to be aggressive. Somebody did actually get the point. I wasn't quite sure if there was going to be someone to be able to get there. But it will be Craig with the OC coming up huge. Trying to find some more picks. Another heady. Trying to take care of the dirty work here. And it will be Craig for 3 to put Baja Blasters in complete control of map number 2. 3-0 on Suravasa. And
did that without the beat too. Their Lucio died first in the Kitsu, and they still won that fight. I think they just stick the cast for too long. I think we just have to swap Soj. I mean, look at what Craig is doing on this hero.
An excellent job there from Baja Blasters. I mean, their response after kind of the slaughter that was map number 1 turns into a slaughter on map number 2, and now they do have the heroes that they want in the lineup that they would prefer to play. It could give X-Bear a little bit more freedom than we saw on Suravasa, because the team as a whole wasn't really able to keep up without the Wrecking Ball.
Phone has locked the Roadhog. And we are playing Cab Bastion. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, never mind. We are no longer playing Cab Bastion. Kaze is on Vendetta. That is interesting.
Yeah, it's one of Kaze's signature picks right now. So
I know it's also his favorite hero. But for Dorado, it's very interesting to see not the Tracer mirror. I mean, because like, I guess you just send your ball to mark cart instead. But with a Roadhog, if Phone actually plays this Roadhog out, it's going to be very hard for your ball to actually mark card against their Tracer.
All right, here we go. Map number 3, North Texas Baja Blasters getting active on Dorado. We're going to see that Wrecking Ball versus that Roadhog. Roadhog does leave the spawn room, so we will see Piggy come out as Eric is under a little bit of duress by Kaze. A little bit annoying, but pretty inconsequential in the end. A little bit of damage going the way of Samurai, trying to, mark those players as Mint has to invest the cleanse to get away, as Eric in the back line dropping Dove quickly here. Kaze trying to protect these players. Going up into the sky as it will be Baja Blasters collecting these kills like coins and will be moving this cart forward.
I don't really understand the Vendetta pick. Maybe Kaze will open my eyes later on in the map, but I really think Tracer or a Xion to mark this Tracer on cart would be a way better pick. As we see him move over to the Xion. And X-Bear off the Sojourn. Interesting.
Alright, well, Samurai does get the slam, but just too much damage comes through, and it will be Baja Blasters rolling through first here on Dorado. Not much that this UNT squad could do, as Eric continues to track down late blood.
I think UNT is completely caught off guard by the map pick and the hog. The hog pick. I think Baja Blasters have done a phenomenal job scouting and taking them to a map they're not familiar with.
This was UNT's map pick.
Right, this is UNT's pick, actually, yeah. So I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know what the issue is, man. I guess just better comp scouting?
Well, we'll see as this next fight begins. He doesn't have a lot for Phone for the... to take a breather as the duplicate comes out on to the Shion, the Satsuriku spree not going to be a factor from the side of Craig, who gets taken out pretty quickly on that duplicate. And unfortunately, UNT is kind of on the back foot here, have to play it safe.
Nice kick. Craig BMs in chat, the ball player.
Craig BM'd him. I think that was BMing themselves, low-key. Alright, here we go. Kitsune Rush on the objective. Need to get on the point here. Need to drop a Kitsune Rush of their own to stay in the fight, but it's just all red in the kill feed right now.
Yeah, UNT looks extremely baffled by the comp that Baja has rolled out on. I think this is a very, very good job of comp scouting by Baja. They've done a really good job just throwing, like, weird things at UNT.
Well, 4 ultimates in the pocket for North Texas. It's going to be a nice ante there on Defone as a Dove finally coming through on that Ana. Need to take care of Craig. Can't quite catch that Echo out. Eric anteed up and taken down, executed in more ways than one by Kaze, and it will afford North Texas an opportunity to breathe finally.
Yeah, this is the foothold. They need to take advantage of this. They have a ginormous ult. They have 5 ults. They need to push this advantage.
Bro, Samurai's playing without touching his keyboard. What?
They're good anti.
Nice minefield from our controller wrecking ball player, by the way.
He nanoed ball.
It works. It worked. It's fine.
It's just a little. We used 3 ults. It's a little. Big investment. We Shion ulted, we nanoed, and we mined. I guess Eric did pulse, so I mean, like, 3 for 1 is not great, but, like, he'll take what you can get. We still have Bob and Kitsu, so...
Look at the ultimate economy for Baja Blasters, and I'm a little bit more willing to give some grace to the ultimate investment that UNT made, because Baja Blasters has nothing right now. Nice little heady there onto Eric. Unfortunately, not quite able to drop that Tracer. I'm surprised that slam didn't kill the Tracer, but Samurai is more than good enough in this backline to take care of those stragglers. Does end up going down as the bike will be thrown into the backline. Still got Kitsune Rush from Mint. Have not invested that ultimate yet. See what they can do with it.
We've got coming up on big ults for Baja. We have Whole Hog, we have Kitsu, and we have Copy. So I mean, we're gonna look to play fast with Kitsu as Phone dies to the Kitsu.
Yeah, that Kitsune Rush does come down, and it will be a nice little peel there from Mint to take down Craig. Kaze able to force the recall out of Eric, and at 9 HP, Eric not able to do a whole lot. So now, finally, North Texas able to come up huge with these adaptations into their comp.
Yeah, they found a really good foothold here. It was really good job by their supports to not let Eric get a trade there, because if they get a trade there, that's really bad. And now you just walk in with 4 ults. I mean, we're going to have a lot of ults on this fight. We'll see which ones get popped first. We throw Bob out immediately.
Yeah, and Bob denies a lot of space because the plan was to push out through this high ground onto the supports, and Kaze received the nano boost. So basically, that whole hog went to absolute waste. Here's the execution, looking for this pick on it to the Kiriko. Now jumping onto the Mizuki in the backline, has to use that recall back to their chosen spot. But excuse me, I'm kind of blanking on what that ability is actually called. Now we see the duplication on it to the Shion as the Satsuriku spree goes away. Satsuriku spree now in from Craig as well. That ultimate not going to find much for the side of Craig as that duplicate fades away. But Craig in the skybox goes down. Xbear able to track that kill down. And now this time bank has whittled down from just about 5 minutes to only 1.
Yeah, and Mint is building a Kitsu at an extreme rate. We're already 80%. They almost have another one. The ult economy for UNT is just way better than Baja. It's so hard for them to like actually do anything.
Yeah, Baja Blasters need a play, and they need it now. Kitsune Rush on the horizon. 96% and
Big
counting, but
hook.
Kaze dropped with a beautiful hook, and there's another hook. A bit of a different hook, but the chain grab good for, well, not much. Actually, Samurai is able to take down Phone, but it's actually going to be North Texas with 22 seconds left in a very strong ult advantage.
Yeah, Mint is just lapping Doi in Kitsu charge. It's insane. And yeah, as you said, UNT now has 3 ults to just hold this with, and we have nothing but Mizu ult for this last fight, if they even get a touch.
Well, with 2 seconds on the clock, they will get the touch in from the Diva of Phone. Here's the nano boost onto the Wrecking, or no, rather, it's on the Kaze, who's able to drop that Mizuki down. And Phone gets demech'd, and Kaze, being a nightmare on the Shion, is able to hold at the end of C. Kind of a horrible, horrible start for the University of North Texas. Turns into a hold right at the end of
Yeah,
Dorado, and they're able to keep their heads above water here.
yeah. I think UNT was supremely rattled by the comp that Baja had rolled out on to begin with, and then once they got to third point and they got their ults and they settled in, they finally figured out how to play into that comp. And like I said, Mint was just lapping Dohi in Kitsune charge. It was crazy. Like I don't think Dohi matched a Kitsu once the entire time.
I don't think so either. I think that Mint on this Kiri has been a bit of an unsung hero. Doesn't appear as much in the kill feed as someone like Doyi, but the stuff you can't see as explicitly has been the turning point for this North Texas squad in the back half of this map. So I don't imagine.
Also, just look at the heroes they're playing. Like Nano Kitsu is way better than Catnap Kitsu, especially with the Shion, because Nano Shion will just one shots things, and then you also have the Nano target onto your ball if you don't want a Nano Shion ult. It's just like they have a lot better econ and a lot better combos than what Baja is trying to run.
All right, back into the action here on the attack for the University of North Texas. You're gonna see the roll to knock through the Roadhog off of the high ground. A good job getting rid of that positional advantage. Unfortunately, the Jetpack Cat just exists to regain that advantage as quickly as it was lost. They know where Dove is at. Nice little hook there on the Samurai, who's got to get away under a lot of pressure by this Roadhog, as we've seen them the whole map. We're gonna see actually a pretty poor start to this attack for UNT.
I think Craig full stickied X-Bear on main and like just one tapped him. I think yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do. Their Ana for UNT was trying to walk back left high ground, but you only have a Brig to do that, to escort her there. So it's very interesting to see what this Ana wants to do with her positioning wise.
Well, Doyi under a little bit of pressure. Of course, Swift Step makes this a little bit less consequential. Doyi
This
able
little
to
rotate by their Ana.
escape. Yeah, a nice little high ground control here for the Ana, as I mean, you're gonna see Phone be thrown back up onto the high ground. The Jetpack Cat is so damn low. Can they get
doing
this
so
out?
much.
And I mean, eventually Dove is just gonna go down. And right now, this is just looking pretty dire for the mean green right now.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. That's such a good position for your Ana to be in too. Like, if she can just sit up there uncontested, she just gets full LOS of not only her team, but the backline of Baja Blasters as well.
Ooh, that's a huge ante on the Phone. They need to take advantage of this. The cleanse comes out, and they can't get rid of Phone. The Satsuriku Spree comes through, does get rid of Daryl, so they are out a support. Unfortunately, it's one of the most mobile supports in the game. Will be able to bring it back. Kaze now in a 1v1 versus himself. Craig forced onto the low ground, very close to Satsuriku. Spree here, 1 HP, and taken down by Samurai. Sleep onto
That
Craig
sleep.
is huge from Dove. An excellent job getting rid of that Echo. Now, they just need to finish the job. They've had great plays to start fights multiple times in this attack. They just need to break it open as the Kitsune Rush comes down. They're not going to find that opening. Mint goes out of the fight just as fast as it came in, and I mean, the pulse bomb stick is there, but again, UNT just cannot find anywhere in the armor to break through.
Yeah, I don't. The mobility of the cat hog is just really stumping them. Like, just flying this hog up at this high ground, no matter how many times you boop him off. Oh, big catnap
Yeah, and
as well.
There is the catnapper, and Dove is the casualty as a result.
But Kaze's on a little flank, top left. Look at him just sitting in a corner, looking to do something here, maybe.
Craig keeping an eye on the sky. Doyi does get rolled through. Okay, here is another fight where the start is UNT favored. Can they finish it off here? The slam comes out. And unfortunately, even with the pick on Dement, phone had been antied by Dove. So, I mean, it's not clean. It's a very ugly fight, but UNT are still in control here.
Yeah, and they have a good ult bank coming up. They have Nano Shion for this, but I mean, Baja Blasters just has. We have Copy, we have Pulse, we have Whole Hog again. We're really going to need Nano Shion to find some major value here. Otherwise, this is going to be really bad and a really hard recontest.
Yeah, here comes the Roadhog from the sky. They told you not to believe things, still pigs fly, but oh my god! Oh my god! Kaze! Kaze into the sky, mowing down the opposition with the Satsuriku spree. Finds one, X-Bear finds the next. Doyi goes it down, and North Texas, in the very last second, will be able to roll through A and continue this map.
What a bike. Bikes him out of the sky and then pops spree to confirm the kill. That's disgusting. Yeah, after getting nearly full held, it just like one mechanical play makes the entire map winnable now. Biked the cat out of the sky.
And hitting cat with anything is already difficult enough, but yeah, the bike out of the sky is ridiculous. Here's the minefield from Samurai, denying basically the whole of the staircase from Baja Blasters as Dove has to rotate around. Phone is really low. A nice anti onto Phone, and Samurai takes it down. Unfortunately, Craig is still in this fight and is found at 2 picks, 54 HP, now 34 HP. Doesn't even need to invest it.
Wow. Yeah, that's just a really good job from Samurai to boop Phone off the high ground. We just like didn't convert cleanly on him. We got the nade a little late. Phone did die, but we just like Craig just took advantage of all of the attention on Phone.
Alright, well, ult advantage very heavily in the favor of Baja Blasters. And Daryl is low. Daryl goes down. So now, without the reposition ability from that cat and a beautiful sleep onto Eric on that Tracer, they will be able to break through. They don't need the ultimates to do it either.
Yeah, it's beautiful. They're also coming up on Nano Shion ult. They can use this. They have a full ult bank, to be honest, but they can use just Nano Shion ult to get through this second choke.
Well, Samurai rolling into the backline with that shield. Catnap comes through, and Samurai is pulled out of position. This needs to be a complete disengage from the University of North Texas. They cannot afford any more casualties.
That's a late stagger onto Mint.
Well,
oh no, they get wave respawn. That's okay, it's okay. Yeah.
It's on a carry too, so I'm not that worried about that.
They have the ults to do this, and they have the heroes. You just gotta get a touch.
X-Bear, the Tracer.
I mean, Whole Hog Kitsu is gonna make this really hard for touch.
Alright, 8 seconds left. UNT have proven their mettle in the last second of the first point. Can they do it again? Ready to go in the back line, and They will find a lot of damage. Cleanse has already been invested. Here is the minefield. Satsuriku spray ready to go. Going to see it come down. Doi gets the swift step. Now it's time for Satsuriku. We're going to see Satsuriku come out. It's going to be 1. It's going to be 2. It's going to be 3 from Kaze. Getting it. The jetpack cat taken down. Make that a 4-piece for Kaze on the Shion. And once again, ice in the veins of North Texas to move into the 3rd objective.
And Dove is already halfway to another nano. My Ana is insane. We are, again, Dohi is just getting lapped and Kitsu charge, and Dove is building half a nano every fight.
All right, 1 minute on the clock to determine a winner here on Dorado. A lot of damage into the Roadhog here. Phone super, super low, able to get around the corner, get the healing from himself and the supports. Pulse Bomb ready to go for the Tracer, and Eric unfortunately gets the stick, but it is Cleanse. Now we see the Roadhog onto the high ground, denied the hook, does Samurai with that bubble. A lot of damage from these roll-throughs of Samurai. We're gonna see ultimates coming up online. We got the Pulse Bomb, we've got the Minefield, we've got the Nano Boost. Baja Blasters, they've only got the Catnap here. This needs to be UNT's time. Hook denies the slam. Minefield ready to go, but execution from Craig is immaculate. Doi gets the trade. Pulse Bomb does not connect. Nano Boost on it to the Shion, and Daryl is the target now over to Kaze for another Satsuriku spree. Gonna be 1 with the Satsuriku, and will be the whole hog from Phone. Slam down onto the Roadhog. Need to stay on this objective. Kaze goes down, but Phone is super, super low. The cat incredibly low as well. Phone falls. Daryl falls. Eric gets the stick, but it's Cleanse, and Eric goes down, and UNT again in the last second, even in the face of the Kitsune Rush, they will win map number 4-3.
It's just mint again. It's mint again, having Kitsu before Dio has it.
Which one is it? Is it? It's gotta be the. Oh,
It's gotta be the.
It's the second one. Okay.
I wanted it to be the bike out of the sky so bad.
I did too. This is
I wanted it to be the bike out of the sky.
This is where I kind of wish we had like more people on prod, because if we could have like replays going, that would be so sick. But we've I mean, North Texas had to find every little opportunity that they could, and it took everything that they had.
Three overtimes.
3 overtimes to capture all 3 points. I mean, you cannot say anything about North Texas if you're going to be saying that they're not clutch, because they just clutched up that whole map. Freeze right here, right now, London, England. Kings Row for map number 4 will be pretty much what you think it's gonna be for North Texas. On the other side, for Baja Blasters, they're over in the Reinhardt, which I'm not as keen on when you're looking at the Wrecking Ball. You know, a decent map for Reinhardt in general is Kings Row, but when you factor in the compositional differences between them and North Texas, I don't know if I love the funny rectangle man. Okay, that's better. That's also better.
I think this game is just going to come down to the back line. If Dove and Mint continue to gap Dohi and Daryl the way they've been the past 2 maps, I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go really bad for Baja. They've got to find a way to close the gap in ult percentage between the two.
That's a nice bit of damage in, and Samurai rolls to clean it up. Dove super low, but more than happy to just chill back and let the rest of the squad pick up the rest.
See, they're close in charge now, but Kaze is just like miles ahead of everybody else in the lobby in ult charge, and on Shion nonetheless. That bike had to have hit all 5 people.
I think it did, because it did a lot of damage. Now we're going to see Daryl get the chain on it to the Wrecking Ball, but I mean, Samurai is just basically already was doing what he wanted to do, I think. Get rid of the Mizuki, and I mean, North Texas have not broken a sweat on Kings Row just yet.
This is textbook Kings Row. I mean, really good angle control from your Ana and your Sojourn, your Ball, and your Xion just get to play the game for free with your Kiriko. It's like, this is perfection. And Phone has now gone back to the Roadhog, which Phone thinks is the answer, but I genuinely don't know if that's the solution to this ball problem.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to see, right? Because it worked for a little while as Kaze does build up to the Satsuriku spree here. Already the first ultimate in play. More than happy to let that one rip here momentarily as Craig...
Doesn't even need to, he's just going to kill both with the kit.
Maybe a little bit creative there from Craig.
You mean straight lining it down?
Yes. Yes, I do mean that, yes.
Yeah. And now they're just sitting on 5 ults, and it's like, I mean, there's already 2 minutes left, and they have 5 ults. If they space these out, it's just first point done already.
All right, well, Baja Blasters, they do have the Kitsune Rush. They do have the Overclock. Which one is first here for them? We're going to see the Nano onto Kaze, who, of course, is going to use the Satsuriku spree. Will drop Doi in the spawn door. Not as much damage as, you know, maybe he was expecting to get, but it does more than enough to solidify the fight for North Texas.
Yeah, but Carroll's going to come back quicker. And they do have Bola and Blade. They've got 4 ults on the side of Baja Blasters. They do a really good job of marking the angles here to UNT.
Alright. X-Bear on the high ground with the OC, but Kaze gets the pick onto Phone, and now they're going after this overclocking Sojourn, and X-Bear puts one right through the dome of Eric. And it will be North Texas holding now 30 seconds and dropping for this Baja Blasters team.
Dohi infested Kitsu and Mint didn't. They have Kitsu advantage. They're just going to look to rush fast and just win the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically essentially just hoping that this Dragon Blade finds more than you can hope, because Craig is already out of the fight and the whole hog has been used, and now with 10 seconds left, Baja Blasters are in spawn. They are in spawn.
They're grasping at straws, just trying to find something that'll work.
The Dragon Blade needs to find something. OT does get proc. They're able to get the touch before zero's on the clock. Dragon Blade ready to go for Eric. Needs some clutch juice in from this Baja Blasters team. Eric has to deflect, but the Dragon Blade is worthless. Right back into the sheath it goes. Samurai finds Craig. Kaze finds Phone. Nano Boost ready to go. There's Kaze with the Nano Boost. The Kitsune. And it's all over here for North Texas. Baja Blasters do not have a win condition on Kings Row. Completely shut out of the entire attack.
Yeah. Dove is putting on a fucking masterclass of Ana. That's insane. He built 2 nanos in 2 minutes? Or 3 minutes? Almost a nano a minute?
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but I mean, Dove has performed far and away as one of our best players here in this match so far. I mean, the guy is ridiculous on all of the characters that he has picked up. And so
Daryl and Dohi like constantly and frantically swapping supports. They just never have ults to match. Dove and Min have just played Anakiri the entire time, and they always have a Nano, they always have a Kitsu, and Baja never has a support ult to match. So now all UNT has to do in the next 3 minutes is cap 33%.
I wonder if we'll rust out there.
Baja didn't even get a tick.
No, there's no possible way to win this map for Baja Blasters. The best they can hope for is a draw, a full hold draw. Here we go. North Texas can taste it. They want it so badly here. Eric holding the hotel reception desk here, trying to keep anyone away from their backline, but North Texas just completely going away from that route. Samurai coming up with the slam, has another one in just a couple of seconds, but Phone does not have a mech here. They're going to try to chase down this Tracer with that Shion. And I mean, Dove, of course, now challing the actual other Ana and actually hit 2 antis with that nade just now. I mean, there's not much going wrong for this North Texas squad, even with Kaze going down.
It's just a really good job of backing and playing your angles from Baja to get the pick on the Kaze to just reset the momentum and not let them just steamroll through.
Right.
I mean, like, Daryl hasn't crossed 40% on his ult. We're passively building rally at this point.
Well, 1 minute 15
Samurai
seconds.
is doing such a good job of avoiding the brig.
1 minute 15 seconds gone from this time bank now. Samurai just doing a little bit of poking, not something that the Wrecking Ball is known for, but neither is the D.Va, and Daryl is so low. Sleep out onto the Wrecking Ball, and Doyi able to keep Kaze away from that brig of Daryl and are able to withstand another assault on their backline.
It was a really good timed engage between Kaze and Samurai. It was just a way better placed sleep and nade. I was phenomenal by Dohi. We need more of that if they're gonna full hold this and get it to another map.
Alright, well, unfortunately, Nano Boost is ready to go, and so is the Satsuriku Spree. We've seen how deadly those ultimates are in tandem, and I imagine that this is what they are looking for themselves. Phone received a Nano Boost on to their own, and unfortunately is, for Dove, able to track down that kill, and Phone this time coming up huge with the dives of their own. They've melted away 2.5 minutes from this time bank.
Daryl just still doesn't have this rally. I mean, we are taking so long. If we can get this Nano Shion ult off like now and kill this brig, it's game losing.
Here's the Satsuriku Spree. Beautiful peel, but it's not enough. Kaze comes up with the pick, and it's 2 players down. The pulse bomb does come through. Doyi eating it, but Phone can't get back in the mech. Kitsune Rush ready to go for Mint here. And that's it. That is it. It's all over. North Texas 3-1 in the grand finals of the Carrollton Overwatch 2026 Grand Finals, beating Baja Blasters in absolute dominant fashion on Kings Row. Just absolute masterclass of Overwatch from this North Texas squad.
Just perfection from all fronts. I mean, the fact that Dove and Kaze almost always had Nano Shion ult and knew exactly where to go with it and who to go on with is just... I mean, they did exactly what I said. They Nano Shion ulted and killed the brig immediately, and Daryl didn't build rally. We sat there for like 2.5 minutes, didn't whip shot the ball like maybe once. We got to 85% rally in 2.5 minutes.
And Mars, I don't know if this is going to be a hot take or not. I don't think it is. Give me Dove for MVP.
Dove is my MVP. Yeah,
give me
100%.
Dove for MVP. I mean,
Oh,
Kaze was the one who was in the kill feed pretty consistently, but it was following up on all of the stuff that Dove was
Dove
doing.
Genuinely built a Nano every fight. He genuinely had Nano for every fight.
Farming ultimates, putting the team in position to win fights at every single opportunity. Give me Dove for MVP. It was I think it is a toss-up. I think you could definitely say that Kaze did make the plays when he needed to make the plays, but I mean, sometimes you got to sing for the unsung hero, and Dove, I think, stood so far above the opposition that.
Yeah, I definitely think Dove deserves MVP for that. Building a Nano every fight is disgusting.
All right, well, all right, so we're back this time for real. mistakes, just some technical difficulties. We've got Dove in here to walk us through this series. Dove, an incredible series. Y'all came out on top, clutching it up. How y'all feeling?
Great. It was man, we it was kind of fun. It was really fun. Our team really like came together and we just kind of talked things out, kind of worked some like rough edges out, and then I mean honestly, it's great to have a team who's like really dependent on each other, and we kind of just will grow, and we've been improving these past couple of weeks. So I'm the kind of the last person they added to the roster. So yeah, it's really well improving.
Well, I mean, we did end up giving you the MVP of this series. Um, so I mean, your positioning, your healing, your ability to set up everyone, particularly Kaze, who was pretty electric on the Shion
No,
all series long, setting him up with the antis, the nanos, all of that stuff. Um, it's so pivotal, and I feel like we don't talk about supports enough because they don't show up in the kill feed. And it really was a toss up between you and Kaze for the MVP, but because of your gameplay and your setup potential and your positioning and all of that, we decided to give the award to you. So
thank you, thank you.
congratulations on that. And so now, as we get ready to head into the semester, starts on Monday. How are you feeling about UNT's chances heading into the semester?
Great, great, because this is a team that plays together outside of the game, and I mean, inside the game, and then we hang out with each other outside of the game a lot too. Um, Honestly, I came into this team, and they welcome with open arms like a family, and that's what we've been, and that's what I want us to continue to grow and just kind of show our strengths. And I think throughout the year, you'll see a lot of improvement just based off of where we're at now. Like, I mean, we have a great team captain, we have great hit scans, great tank, and a great backline. I mean, we're very versatile, and I love that about us is that we're all here to pick each other up, and I'm excited, really excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also going to UNT. I'm starting my grad school on Monday, so I'm excited to see how y'all are gonna hit it up all season long. I'm super excited to see what y'all can do in the future. You, Kaze, Expert, and I mean everybody. It's gonna be electric. It's gonna be such a fun season coming up. So once again, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the MVP. And I mean, I really do look forward to seeing what y'all got.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. An electric series to end an electric tournament. Had some lows, had some really high highs, but ultimately it is the University of North Texas, a varsity squad, that comes out on top of the Carrollton Summer Series. Thank you all for watching, and we will see y'all in the next one.